All right, guys. Welcome to another MLB The Show 24 stream here on Twitch on NextJG Gen 24. And if I'm exhausted, you should probably know why. Oh my God. Look, I'll get to the Mets Braves game, the first game, in a second. But what we're doing today is we are finishing up on the Battle Royale 8 program. So you guys know that I've been grinding this program for most of last week, other than Monday. Monday I played Ultimate Team in Madden. But I've gotten up to 85 program stars, and I need a couple more games to finish off the program. All I have to do, just get a little over Grayson. Hey, what's up, man? Over just under or just over 2,000 XP to finish out this program. It'll get me 25 program stars, and that will get me up to 8,500 XP. Grayson, thank you. But you know what? I really can't revel in it. So that is the plan. That's how we're going to complete this program. So let's get to it. I mean, listen, if you don't love baseball, go watch this game. Okay? Go watch it. You will fall in love with baseball. And if you love baseball but said that wasn't a good game, you don't love baseball. I mean, you couldn't script it any better. First of all, let me just say that the Atlanta Braves are the biggest competitors of the New York Mets that there are. Okay? Biggest competitors. I respect them. I don't like them, but I respect them as a Mets fan because I know what that organization has done. I mean, heck, they've won a World Series more recently than the Mets have. In fact, they've won 2 World Series since the Mets last won theirs. All right? So I respect the Atlanta Braves. Okay? It's very unfortunate that one team had to lose, but I'm glad it wasn't my Mets because I'm telling you right now, I don't think that the Mets would have won the second game if they had lost this game. All right? I mean, masterful pitching performance by Schwellenbach. Absolutely fantastic. I mean, I tip my cap to him. He's pitched so well against the Mets this year. All right, the Braves would be wise to lock him up long term. They would. Yep, OMG. You know, yes, he gave up that double to Tyrone Taylor, but I would argue that it was really the Braves bullpen that cost it. And let's be honest, Braves fans can't say they're surprised by this. And as a Mets fan, I can't say I'm surprised by this either. Because I've seen Raisel Iglesias give up or blow so many saves, particularly in 2022. Okay? I can't say that I'm surprised by his performance. I can't. That's not a knock against him. That's just saying he's done that sort of thing before in the past. Now, as far as Diaz goes, I don't know what got into Diaz that 8th inning. I think once he makes a mental mistake like he did where he didn't cover the bag after Alonso made that play to stop the ground ball, I think that got into his head, and that pretty much opened the door on. So I think mentally, Diaz, he's not all there. He's not all in the game, which is bad because we need him to be. We need him to be make that save. I mean, yeah, we have Stanek, we have Maton in there, but they can't do what Diaz does. Diaz is supposed to be our closer. So I'm extremely disappointed in Diaz for that 8th inning. Now the 9th inning, I tell you what, Mendoza proved that he is much smarter than me, because I would have brought in Stanek. I would have said, to heck with Diaz, go get Stanek. Bring him in. You know, Mendoza trusted Diaz, and I think Diaz wanted to prove Mendoza right. He got the key out in that inning was Matt Olson popping up. Diaz doesn't get Olson to pass up or pop up or pop out. I'm sorry. Diaz doesn't get that first out. The Mets are done, or he's done, and Stanek comes in. You know, so I think that one out gave Diaz a little bit of hope that he could actually get through it. After that, I mean, yeah, Eli White had the single, but I mean, White, all he had to do, and honestly, I'm surprised d'Arnaud didn't do this, was just poke the ball into the outfield. That's all you needed to do. I mean, White was already standing on second. You get a base hit, even if it's shallow, even if it's in the shallow part of the outfield, you're still going to drive White in, and you have the game tied, so you force it to extras, and you rattle Edwin Diaz even more. I don't understand what Travis d'Arnaud was doing. Well, I guess he thought he could be the big hero and be like Albies, you know, line one to the wall, maybe it would go over this time. And that would end the game. I don't know. But either way, Diaz clutched up in that 9th inning. But we are not going to have him for the first game against either the Brewers or the Padres. We just aren't. That's pretty much a fact. In fact, I would be surprised if we even have him for the second game. Strike 3, sit out. So I guess this is pretty much Edwin Diaz's season, depending on what happens in the playoffs. Because if the Mets don't get to the NLDS, it's over. At this point, I'm just kind of hoping that the Mets go up against the Padres. I'd rather go up against the Padres because the Brewers have been killing the Mets all year. And I don't, no offense to Sean Manaea, I much imagine Luis Severino is not pitching this second game. I sure as heck would not throw him out. I would just say, give me someone else. All right, give me Jose Budo. We'll throw him in because at this point it doesn't matter to the Mets anymore. Other than they may want to avoid going up against the Brewers in the wild. You know what? I was just about to get to Lindor. I was just about to get to him. I mean, look, Ohtani is clearly the MVP. You cannot allow someone like Ohtani to have a 50-50 season and not be rewarded with an MVP. You can't do that. I'm sorry. even if you have a lot of thoughts about a DH winning an MVP, Ohtani still had a remarkable season. But you know what? Lindor sure as hell made a great case to be a runner-up. He really did.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Yeah, and we don't want to play the Brewers. We'd rather play the Padres. But Lindor, you know what? That's a guy. Let's take this. I think the Braves get the second wild card. The Mets get the third. I think that's how it works out if the Braves were to win. I could be wrong, but I thought that's how it worked out. No. Other than they avoid the Brewers. They win, they go up against the Padres. I'd rather that. That's something worth playing for. Not only that, if the D-backs, let's say the Mets sweep the Braves in this doubleheader, and then the D-backs play the and then the D-backs beat the Padres or beat the Brewers. Then the Mets go up against the Phillies, assuming they beat the Padres, and it's the D-backs that go up against the Dodgers. You're going to game 2? All right, enjoy. Hopefully the Brewers are on the verge of clinching to the next round.
0-1.
But let's be honest, the MLB wanted this. This is exactly what they want. Because this story basically writes itself. 2 divisional rivals with playoff hopes on the line. Not just for them, but for the D-backs as well. Okay, so you're talking about 3 teams whose playoffs hope all hinge on whatever happens in this doubleheader game. It's pretty much creating a playoff atmosphere. Right as the regular season ended for most of the teams, all but 2 teams. Divisional rivals, key 2 games, playoff hopes on the line. You know, a back and forth between the Mets and the Braves. Braves 3-0, Mets 6-3, Braves 7-6, Mets 8-7. Back and forth. This is exactly all coming down to the final 3 outs in the 9th inning. This is pretty much what MLB wanted.
No ball, 2 strikes.
I mean, how can you watch baseball, love baseball, and not say that was a great game? How could you not? No. Listen, cheater. I'm looking at the season series. Y'all beat us 6-1. All right, with that one win coming in a game that really mattered for the Mets, didn't really matter for the Brewers. Thank you, Dodger. What a game. Although I will say, I don't think, if it seems like that I'm not as celebratory or as excited as I should be as a Mets fan, that's because on Twitter I declared the season over after multiple times. First after the Oakland A's series, the second time when they lost the first game against the Milwaukee Brewers. So, as a fan, I cannot be celebratory because I've already counted my team out. So, and honestly, however long this playoff run lasts, it may only last 2 games, may go longer, who knows. But either way, I just don't feel like I could be as celebratory as I normally would be because I wrote off my Mets. I'm ashamed to say that, but I did it, and I'm a man to my word, and if I write them off, then there's no reason for me to celebrate. There is none. I should not be a bandwagon, or I should not be that kind of fan that goes like, oh yeah, I was here all along, I was just kidding. No. Nope. I said what I thought, and I wrote them off. They go on a long playoff run. I doubt it, but if they do, congrats to them. I wish I could celebrate. I really wish I could. Sale is scratched. Yes, I see it. Well, I mean, that's good for the Mets. That's good for them because that means that they don't have to go up against Sale. I mean, Sale has been a Cy Young this year, plain and simple. He's pitched like a Cy Young winner, and not having him means that the Mets may actually take the second game. It's funny because our fan base has just grown exponentially because the Arizona Diamondbacks are now part of it. Now their fans are hoping that the Mets take the second game against the Braves because that means that the D-backs would get it. So it's pretty much the world against the Atlanta Braves right now. Well, like I was saying with Lindor, I mean, the guy, he had a rough start to the season, no doubt. That's probably why he won't get MVP. But the fact that he was a key part in turning this season around for the Mets, and not only that, the Mets finally figured out where he truly belonged in the lineup as the leadoff hitter, and he's been hot these last couple of months, and yet still dealing with a back injury. I want to point that out. Lindor was dealing with a back injury. He was dealing with a back injury, yet came back against the Brewers and hit that home run against the Atlanta Braves. He may not win MVP this season, but if he were to play that way the entire way next season, he definitely makes the MVP race next year one to watch.
Now back, the first baseman, TJ
Ball.
But I'm glad that Lindor has been figuring it out. I'm really glad because it's about time that 10-year contract that he got from the Mets is finally paying off. But of course, people can also chalk it up to, well, he doesn't get off well in the first half. It's the second half where he really explodes. Listen, anyone can have a great second half of the season. What Lindor has been doing this second half, even if he did like half, I mean, he definitely makes a case for MVP. And that race is going to be a heck of a lot closer than I think a lot of people may think it would be. But either way, Ohtani's winning the MVP. I think Lindor comes in second. And the Mets are in the playoffs. Now this second game just determines whether they're gonna go to San Diego or they're heading back to Milwaukee.
I got 3 and 2.
Strike 3, sit down. Attaboy Nunez. You know, everyone was watching that game on ESPN, but I was watching that game on SMY. And I was hearing Keith and Ron talk about why Mendoza wasn't getting David Young up and warming to go up against against Matt Olson. And honestly, I think that just showed that Mendoza was a lot smarter than the commentators in that situation. All right, GG's to my opponent. I thought Ron was actually going to catch that, but that was stupid. Anyway, yeah, I mean, look, David Young, he hasn't been hot. He's actually really struggled. So I knew they shouldn't have brought in David Young, especially when it's only to face Olsen, and then you would have had White and d'Arnaud coming up to bat and everything. And not to mention, SNY commentators pointed it out. Duvall was still on the bench. So was Sean Murphy. Like, there was no reason to put in David Young. Just to face Matt Olson? No, thank you. No, thank you. Let's see where I'm at in this playoffs, or in this Battle Royale, excuse me. Okay, so play another couple of games that might help me get done with this Battle Royale program. All right, let's do it. Gotta go, David Wright. I'm sorry. I think all the diamonds are done. Soto's definitely done. Fielder. Well, actually, Fielder's done. Okay, so then we'll just go with Juan Soto. It's Eckersley we haven't finished. Trevor Young, he's done. Or Trevor Rogers, I'm sorry, he's done. So, yeah. Eckersley. Biggio, he's done. Everyone should be done here. So, we're going to go with Gary Sheffield. He'll be our DH. Yeah, Brandon Lowe. Ronel Blanco, although I'm not too happy about that home run per 9 rating. Ooh, Joey Votto. I'll take him only as my lefty bat. Josh Winder. Get some depth behind Blanco as well as him. We'll get a lefty arm and Chris Sale. Patrick Sandoval. Marcus Stroman. Well, Castellanos is hitting, or is, I like Castellanos' stats. Yeah, that's ESPN saying, oh, Braves win, they're in. Braves lose, they're out. See, I don't want to waste a pick on a guy who would, a silver pick on a guy who would just be a speed bat. Like, I could get a bronze player for that. Let's get a silver pitcher or a silver starting pitcher. Robin Yount. Yeah, I'll go Zawinski. I can't believe Joey Bart has that much power. Holy cow. Castro, hasn't he? Oh, no, he hasn't. Well, I mean, I've been given a lot of opportunities to hit well. Give me Adam Simber. Give me Correa. Ooh. Actually, let's go Brooks Raley. And then our speed guy is Corbin Carroll. Give me Joe Ross. I need something better. I need a better first baseman. Charlie Blackmon playing in his final game. I guess Evan Carter could be our lefty bat. And I really wanted someone better than Votto. All right. Really, the only one that I gotta, the only one in terms of batting that I have to worry about is or in terms of XP is Dennis Eckersley. Yeah, Eckersley's the only one. Not that I really need it for anything. I'm more focused on this mission. That's what I'm focused on. So let's go here. I mean, David Wright is going to be third. Latin cleanup. I mean, we have 3 straight lefties here. We need to break it up a little bit. Sorry, Votto. Well, also don't forget that Joey Bart is there. That's true. But I actually need someone to be yeah, I think that's how we'll do it. We'll lead off with Zawinski. And then, obviously, speed is a big concern here. But it is what it is. All right, let's do this. We need to play a few more games in order to we need to play two. We need to get a lot of XP in order to finish out the program. Ooh, looks like maybe my David Wright and Francisco Alvarez. Wow.
Leading off for the business, the left fielder, Juan Soto.
I was about to suggest that maybe my opponent is a Mets fan, but I don't think that's the case. That's okay.
Batting second, the third baseman, number 5, David Wright.
1-0. Two balls, no strikes.
Hold on. I just gotta pause for a moment. I'm texting my sister because she's a big Mets fan too, so she's obviously very excited about them getting to the playoffs. So I just had to text her. We're only going for a World Series game, right?
On one.
I mean, let's face it, the Mets would have to make it to the NLDS in order for there to be a playoff game at Citi Field. Okay? And even then, who knows what that situation is going to look like.
Nope, that's inside.
You know, that could be very well that the Mets may not even make it to the NLDS. First, they have to get through either the Padres or the Brewers. Then they either go up against the Dodgers or the Phillies. Just for there to be one playoff game at Citi Field. Wow, David Wright? Diamond defense? And he botches that play? Wow. Well, I'm glad we were able to at least get I'm glad we were able to get out of that inning.
Leading off for Long Island, the center fielder, Jack Stupid.
Oh, excuse me.
Outside, that's a ball. Hey. 1-1.
Good hit, just not deep enough. Honestly, I could go on one of the worst runs that I've ever had in BR. You know, it may not look like it, but I'm telling you, I'm very happy that the Mets are in the playoffs. Because, listen, you look at the start of the season, and there are a ton of moments where I can point to and say the Mets, they didn't even deserve to be in the playoffs. 1-5 to start the season, blown saves in late April and May. You know, 11 games under 500.
Leading off for Urania, the second baseman, Captain
The Oakland series, the Houston series, the game last week against Atlanta, the Brewers series, and I mean the more recent one, the past series actually, not the Brewers. I've already said it to Cheater. Okay, the Brewers have had the Mets number this entire year. They're 6-1 against the Mets. The only win they had came came in a non-meaningful game for the Brewers, and a meaningful and a mean everything game for the Mets. If that makes sense. Should. Dude, I just... keep throwing it where he can't hit it, and yet he's hitting it. And by the way, guys, that Mets game is the reason why I started the stream so late, in case anyone was wondering. But I figured that you guys would understand that anyway. But I figured it's worth mentioning that, hey, I'm starting this stream late because I was watching that Mets game. Honestly, if the Mets had sealed it up in Milwaukee, they had done that, I wouldn't even care about today. I might have been a little late, but I wouldn't have been as late as I was today if the game didn't mean a thing. And today, it did. No way. I'm not robbing this. I'm glad that my opponent is doing well with David Wright. I still gotta play another inning.
leading off for the line, the second baseman, Brandon. Wow.
And by the way, guys, no, I'm not. I'm gonna be streaming tomorrow. Like, even though the Mets are playing in the postseason, like, I'm not worried about that game. Okay, I'll watch it or I'll get updates as the game goes along. But I am gonna be streaming because we still have the multiple programs to go through.
Ball two.
multiple offline programs to go through.
Oh and 1.
Figures that the only person in the lineup who's going to get me a hit is the freaking Phillies pitcher or player. Okay, so Joey Bart also gave us a hit too. I mean, at this point, the second game doesn't really matter, other than the Braves need to win it to be in the playoffs. Mets want to win it so they don't go up against the Brewers. Wow. Joey Votto. Talk about some power. Dang. Dang. That was some power. Nah, 26 speed, nah. Nope. Ooh, I do have to remember to order a Grimace costume, because I have to settle up my bet with my coworker. I didn't think the Mets were going to make the playoffs. He did. He won the bet. So now I got to wear a Grimace costume at work. Yes, there will be a picture. I will post it. All right, I'm a man of my word, okay? I'm a man of my word. I value my word a lot. I don't say something if I am not going to, if I'm not going to live up to it.
Ball 1.
So that Grimace costume will be ordered. In fact, maybe if I do a Halloween stream, which I should, because I think Halloween is on a Tuesday this year, isn't it? Oh no, it's on a Thursday. Okay, well, I'll do it anyway. And oh, so I get that kind of hit, and Soto can't get to it. But my opponent can. Joke.
Hey. 0-1's the count. Hey. No ball, 2 strikes.
Strike 3, sit down.
Leading off for Long Island, the designated hitter, Gary Sheffield. Now pitching, Clay Holmes.
Clay Holmes. Oh boy.
Hey. 0-1.
The third baseman, number 5, Jason Wright.
Counts 1-0.
Ah, come on.
He's out.
So if I want the best results for my team, I have to put all my best hitters in the back of the lineup, because it seems like the front of the lineup they don't hit. But the back of the lineup, I could get double from Votto, I could get RBIs from Carlos Correa. Like, why shouldn't the top of my lineup be the best in my the best of my hitters? Just doesn't make any sense to me. All right, so we're at 548, which means if we get 728 XP in the next game, well, actually that doesn't even matter. So we need to play like 3 games in order to get this. So let's see. Oh, it's going to take 4 unless I have a monster game somewhere. Lindor is supercharged. Figures as much, although I think Nimmo also deserves a supercharge as well, since he doesn't hit that home run, the Mets don't win the game. Okay? He doesn't hit that home run, Mets are dead in the water.
Leading off for the Lions, the center fielder, Jack Sawinski.
Got him.
Batting fourth, the second baseman, Brandon Lau.
Cut. 0-1.
Ah.
Ball.
Didn't matter. Oh. At this point, it's all about just getting XP with the Mets. I mean, yeah, obviously I want to win, but it's just the parallel XP, so I might as well take this opportunity to get as much XP as I can with Mets players. Because I get 12 time and a half for, or 1.5 XP multiplier for playing online. Nice double play.
fielder, Juan Soto.
Come on, Castellanos. This is the stadium that you play in for half the season. Tell me that's the best you can do? Ooh, heads up.
Ball. Ha! 1 and 2 is the count.
Wow. Let's go. Nick Castellanos scores. I mean, my opponent knew I had to be swinging. I don't know why you would give me anything yet. But you know I'm going to be aggressive.
No ball. 1 strike. Yeah. No ball. 2 strikes. Ball. That's high.
Now the center fielder, Jack.
I guess Correa does better in the back half of the lineup.
Ball. 1 and 2.
Hey, 2 runs there. Not bad. Not bad at all. Get some fours in here.
Yeah. 0 balls. 1 strike. Ball. And deep. 1 and 2. Count.
There we go. That's what I need to win.
Batting fifth, the center fielder,
You know what? Let's also talk about the NFL now that the pressure of winning a game is off the Mets, and now they can focus on the postseason. Let's talk about the NFL. I mean, it was a rough one for for my Jets. I mean, that is pretty sad that the best you can do against the Denver Broncos is score 9 points. 3 field goals. That's it. You have Aaron Rodgers, you have Garrett Wilson, you have Braylon Allen, Breece Hall. You have so many guys on the team. Offensive weapons on the team. And you're telling me you can't even score 9 points against the Denver Broncos. Now, Rodgers, I think, blamed the offensive line for not giving him enough protection, and that's fine. I mean, I would also blame the weather conditions. But it's like Rodgers is a veteran, and if he doesn't know how to play in those conditions, at this point, why is he an NFL quarterback? And he should know how this game is played now. You know, gone are the days of QBs standing in the pocket and being able to, have time to throw. Gone are those days. Now you have to be an agile quarterback. You have to be a mobile quarterback. And I think Rodgers, to an extent, he understood that against the Patriots.
The batter number 8, second baseman, Brandon Wow.
But I'm not sure he understood it against the Denver Broncos, nor do I think that he understood that against the Tennessee Titans, at least through the first half, and he sure as heck didn't understand that against the 49ers.
Now pitching, Jenelson. Love that.
Wow.
So, there's as much blame as on Rodgers as there is the entire offense. Wants to put it on the offensive line, fine, but you're a veteran quarterback. You've been in this league for almost 2 decades at this point, and you're telling me that you're trying to stick to something that hasn't worked or hasn't really worked in a long time. Like, the only person I know that it's worked for has been Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That's it. Daniel Jones, for as terrible as a quarterback as he is, at least he's a mobile quarterback. Jalen Hurts, Geno Smith, C.J. Stroud, Patrick Mahomes. All these guys have some form of mobility. Whether they're successful or not, that's not really the point. The point is that they are adapting to that kind of a game now. And if Rodgers doesn't want to adapt to it, well then, I'm sorry, but he's going to be sacked after sack after sack. That's all it's going to be. It's just sacks. So, in my eyes, Rodgers deserves as much of the blame for that loss against the Broncos as he's putting on for the offensive line. And the defense, they stunk in the second half. Like, I don't know if they were gassed or what, but they stunk in that second half. It's like Sean Payton just figured it out, and the Jets made no adjustment. They were like, "Oh, we're going to stick to what we think is working." Well, it didn't work. So there's a lot of blame to go around for that loss against the Broncos. And it's really bad timing too, because they needed some momentum heading into that game in London against the Minnesota Vikings. Because the Vikings, I can't even believe I'm saying this. They have figured it out with Sam Darnold. I mean, Sam Darnold looks like a freaking, looks like the QB that the Jets wanted him to be. When they picked him, what was it, third overall? Yeah, third overall. When they chose him third overall, that's exactly the QB that they wanted him to be. Is that on the Jets? Is that on Sam Darnold? I mean, Sam Darnold, he said it best. Sam Darnold said it best during one of the Monday Night Football games. I'm seeing ghosts. Yeah, you're seeing ghosts because you weren't being protected. It all comes down to the offensive line. And you know what? The Minnesota Vikings have a better offensive line than the New York Jets have. I think not having Tyrone Smith is a big I think that's a big loss right there.
Leading off for Long Island, the right fielder, Nick Castellanos.
That's inside. Ball.
Now pitching, Brian Abreu.
Ball out.
So, honestly, I'm going to hope for the best against the Minnesota Vikings. You got to put pressure on Sam Darnold. You have to. Don't even give him a shot.
No, that's down. Ball.
Like, get him under pressure and get him out of his groove. And you might be able to beat the Minnesota Vikings.
Act one. 0-1. Take. 0-2. That's in. Ball.
Attaboy Joey Bart.
Wood. Oh, yeah. 0-2. That's the ball. 2-2. Ball. Full count.
Darn it. That was such a big opportunity.
Now pitching, Sam Coonrod.
Ball. Hurt. 1-1. 2-1. Let's go.
Let's get Adam Simber in here.
Adam Simber.
Here. 0-1. Too late. He's in there.
He's lucky. He's lucky. Make sure he doesn't go anywhere. Now let's get Jackie Robinson out.
Booyah! 0-1. No, that's inside. That's down. That's a ball.
Nice! Whoo, man. I wasn't sure if Castellanos was going to get that. But I had to have faith. I did earn something from the Career Tribute program. That's one of the offline programs that I mentioned. Yeah, here we go. Pitch with pitchers age 35 or plus. Total bases with center fielders. 800. So literally, this next game could very well be the end of my Battle Royale program grind. I just want to see what I accomplished in the Career Tribute program. Okay, so it looks like all I did was just get to 2000 XP. Oh, by the way, guys, I should mention that we were successful in that home run community challenge. We were very successful. We got to 30 million home runs. And I came to find out that all the packs are going to be available. So we're going to get the tier 1 pack, the tier 2 pack, and the tier 3, which includes that chase pack that could contain David Wright. So thank you to the community for continuing to do that challenge. I mean, that was big. Getting that was huge. And thankfully, it actually got done before September 30th. So I think they gave us 11 days because it started on September 20th, and it went all the way up to today. And I think we already had it done by Sunday or even Saturday. I think we had it done. So congrats to the community. We're getting a free chase pack. Not only that, we're also getting a free diamond pack, and we're getting a free high overall diamond as well. Travis Darno, supercharged too? Or is that from over the weekend when he hit the game-winning home run?
Leading off for the Yeti, the first baseman, Prince Fielder.
Yeah. 0-1.
That accepted. The shortstop, Tyler Black.
Nope. That's a ball. Hey! 3 balls, 1 strike.
Gosh darn it.
That's out. Ball 4.
Ah.
Ball one.
Sandoval just can't locate.
Back outside.
Oh, I missed it. I missed it. I'm willing to bet that if I didn't dive for it, I would have had it. Son of a gun.
The center fielder, Jake McCarthy.
Out. Safe. Count 1-0.
I had to stop that because that very well could have gone into the outfield. And I was not taking that risk. Sandoval cannot freaking locate.
The third baseman, number 13, Matt Muncy.
All one's the count. He's out.
Batting second, the designated hitter, Gary Field.
Yeah, 1-0 Atlanta. Gio Urshela with the solo shot. Right now, the Diamondbacks are the biggest Mets fans. So, you know what I will say? I'm very surprised as to. Just going back to the NFL for a second, I'm very surprised at how poorly the Bills played. I mean, yeah, I get it. It's the Ravens. But I thought the Bills beat the Ravens in the playoffs before. Maybe I'm wrong. David Wright with the home run. Let's go. Oh, that's some good XP right there. What was that proving?
Batting fifth, the left fielder, Juan Soto.
Ooh, excuse me. Like I said, I'm sorry. First, let me finish up my thought with the Bills. I mean, it's just like weird to see this happening. I mean, it kind of gives me hope that the
Ball, one strike.
AFC East is wide open. Like, maybe the Bills are not all that. Maybe teams are starting to finally figure out Allen, and he's not making the adjustment. That's another mobile quarterback that I forgot about. Josh Allen. But that's not relevant to what I'm talking about. Still, like,
0-1.
to me, I mean, it is concerning to watch these Bills play, right?
0-2 is the count.
And people are like, oh, it's one game, it's not really that big of a deal. Listen, it's a big deal if the Baltimore Ravens can hold Josh Allen to under 200 yards passing. That is a very, very big deal. Okay?
Oh,
The bat of the second, Tyler Black.
So I if the Bills don't figure it out, great. There's a game upcoming at MetLife Stadium that I'm sure the Jets would love to win against the Bills and put themselves in position to take the AFC East. I think it's actually when they come back from London. Let me see. I did tell my cousin that I would want to go to that game. So let's see. Yeah, it's the next week actually. All right, so I'll have to talk to my cousin, see if he still wants to do that, or if he would rather, or if he can't. I mean, he just had his shoulder surgery, so so I don't know if he's going to be up for anything. Nick Castellanos, what a surprise.
Batting in, the first baseman,
What up, Dodger? I'm glad I didn't listen to my instincts. I thought that was going to drop, but
batting ninth,
it didn't.
the shortstop,
1-1. Nope, outside.
Ooh, just in time to watch the second game
No,
between the Mets and the Braves. If you're interested.
now
I mean, first game was a nail biter. Now the second game should be equally as nail biting because it's pretty much down to win, and the Braves are in, lose, and they're out. So, nah, I'm not going to set them up. Not going to set up this.
Ball. 2-0.
I got underneath it. Because you're, that's right. I'm sorry. I'm streaming until 7 because I started late. So.
Leading off for the Dominican Republic, the second baseman, Captain
Yes. So 4 your time, 7 my time. Actually, it'll probably go beyond 7 because I like I said, I started it late because I was watching the first game between the Mets and the Braves. So, and that went until I think 4:15. Strike 3, sit down. That was. It certainly was. I mean, if he had been like that all year, I think the MVP race would be a heck of a lot closer than people think it is now. I mean, right now, I don't think there's any question that Ohtani has the MVP award. I don't think there's any question about that.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
But I'm saying that if Lindor had played that way all season long, I'm not so sure that it would be a sure thing with Ohtani right now. I mean, I'm giving a lot of props to my... Yep. Because that's going to determine who plays Milwaukee and who plays San Diego.
Now,
All right, no worries. But the Mets absolutely had to win that first game. They absolutely had to. All right? Because one, you didn't want to give momentum to Atlanta, and you certainly didn't want to be pressing in this second game to be able to get the win. So getting that first win, that was key. I don't think I've ever seen a game or a series where both teams in the game would end up celebrating their playoff berths. I don't think I've ever seen that type of game before.
leading off for the Yankees, the right fielder, Bernie Williams. Now pitching, Kevin Ginkel. The third baseman, number 13, Matt Muncy.
0-1.
Yeah, let him score the run. Let him score.
Now back, catcher, Bradley. Gone on.
Hey! 0-1's the count.
Strike 3, sit down. No, I'm not looking at my phone for updates on the game. I was just curious as to what the time was. But then I realized I could have looked over at my laptop here, and it would have told me it's 5:53.
The count.
Asianos? I might have gotten a late jump there. Yeah. I don't know how that was a late jump. I waited until he caught it. But I'm probably not winning this game. I should have just stayed at second. See, that might have helped, or that could have helped me tie the game.
The first baseman, number 19.
And that would have certainly got me to tie the game and put me in a position to win.
Hey! 0-1's the count. Hey!
Alright, GG's to my opponent. Yeah, making the smart move going right to second. Joey Votto was slow. Hold on one moment, please. Alright, that should be it. Yep, that's it. I had the flawless program done, or I had the flawless reward pack. Nah, we'll open them later. As you can see, I am at 111. So that is it. There is not much else for me to do. Yeah, I could finish up on Eckersley, but no thanks. Like, there's no reason, because that would only get me, what, five program stars, and 5 program stars isn't going to give me any. So, Battle Royale program is done. I'm going to go over here, open this up real quick. Open that up too, since that's a gold right there. There's a gold. I'll open the show packs last, but you guys know I've already indicated as to who I'm picking for this one. It's Buck O'Neil. He may not be part of a team, but a 99. I don't like Juan Marichaul's. I don't like Juan Marichaul's wind-up, so Buck O'Neil made the more sense for me. But the good news is that I don't have to waste any more stubs now trying to grind that program because it's done. So I could just focus on other stuff now. Shane McClanahan. I think the Mets should make a push for Shane McClanahan in the offseason. I don't know if that's as if he's a free agent or if he's locked down long term, but I think the Mets should. And Shane McClanahan would be a good one to add, especially if the Rays are not competing. All right, guys, this is going to end the first part of this stream. Yeah, there are going to be 2 parts of this stream because I do not want to split this up, or I do not want to keep this and my Grind of the Career Tribute program all together in one. So this will end part 1. This is the end of the Battle Royale program grind. Thank you for tuning in. If you're watching this on YouTube, I hope that you enjoy, or I hope that you subscribe and like the video. And if you want to know when I go live, you can follow me on X at TTVNextJG1024. It's my gamer tag that's in the upper left there. So go give me a follow. I'll usually post whenever I go live. You can also turn on notifications here on Twitch. That way Twitch sends you an email every time I start the stream. Program's done. I will be right back. Okay, this is just the end of the Battle Royale program grind. So this is just for YouTube purposes. So I will be right back, and I will see you in a few minutes.